That's what I want to be, sir.
A Navy master diver.
I had never even heard who Carl Brashear was.
I was a deep-sea diver in the United States Navy for about 26 years.
Cut off my leg, then assemble a full medical review board 12 weeks from today. I want to make Master Chief.
I think everybody should know that Carl Brashear exists.
Carl Brashear is the hero to a lot of Navy people. He was a celebrity within the dive community.
The first African-American to have achieved master diver status in the Navy.
He's so revered and so respected within naval circles.
I have spent most of my life in the Navy trying only to succeed. However, my quest has come at a great personal loss to those who love me.
It's just amazing that somebody actually lived that kind of life. And it's a story so deserving of telling.
Around 1949, 1950 to 51, it was a tough time for African Americans in the Navy because most of the guys at that time were stewards, cooks, valet. And Carl had a promise, from his father that he was going to do something important.
I was the number 6 child of a sharecropper's family, and we lived about 3 miles out of a little place called Sonora, Kentucky. And as a little child growing up, I wanted to be in the military.
Where I come from, there are no oceans, only dirt farms and honorary mules.
My motivation, my strength, my power, that came from my father.
Get in there and fight, Carl. Don't take promises. Bust the old rules if you have to.
It was a tremendous racism at that time, and it was tough, but what really drew me to Carl and just talking with him is that he said no. He didn't take no for an answer.
That's what I want to be, sir.
A Navy master diver.
Yes, sir.
They are not going to take a colored at diving school. It's as simple as that.
He wrote hundreds of letters just to get the opportunity to go into the diving school.
That was in 1953. I faced a lot of discrimination and a lot of bigotry going on in the diving camp there in New Jersey. On 2 occasions, I found a note on my bunk. Supervising all phases of diving and salvage. No one on that ship other than the commanding officer can relieve you of your duties. I was getting my qualifications in to be a master, and I was on board the USS Hoist, ARS-40, salvaging a nuclear bomb off the coast of Spain. We searched for the bomb from January to March of 1966.
At that time, it was the Cold War. Anybody could find a bomb and take it anywhere they wanted and use it to their advantage. And the Russians were doing that. Carl was down there in the water. He was actually there, and his crew found that bomb.
The day we found it, I was making preparation to lift it off of the ocean floor and put it in a small boat. And a crisis occurred on the ship. My men, they were in the way, and I rushed into danger area to get those guys out of the way. And the boat pulled a pipe and was stanching off the ship with tremendous force, hit me on the leg and pulled it off. The accident happened at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they transferred me to a larger ship that had a helicopter. Well, when I arrived at the hospital at 11 o'clock at night, the doctor thought I was dead. So he had me outside the morgue. And he took checked on me again. He said, "He's not dead," said, "You got a very faint heartbeat." And so that's the words I use, "I survived the morgue."
He lost his leg And that nothing deterred him. Nothing deterred him.
The Navy thought that was the end of my career as a diver, but I hadn't reached my goal and I had other ideas. I had to convince the Naval Bureau of Medicine and Surgery personnel, plus the Bureau of Naval personnel, that I could in fact return to full duty and full diving as an amputee. Now, all of the obstacles and the adversities that I met prior to that, that was my biggest challenge, convincing the Navy that I could in fact stay in it and perform my duties. I had to perform maneuvers that you don't have to do in diving schools when you got two legs. One of them was walking on the surface in a 290-pound diving outfit. And hurt, pain, my scar tissue would open up and bleed, but I would not go to the dispensary because they would document that. And then they would have ammunition to medically discharge me from the Navy. So I'd get a hot bucket of water and soak it. And then I was treated with hydrogen peroxide and betadine.
9, the Navy diver is not a fighting man. He is a salvage expert. 10, if it's lost underwater, he finds it. If it's sunk, he brings it up. If it's in the way, he moves it. 11, if he's lucky, he will die young 200 feet beneath the waves, for that is the closest he will ever get to being a hero.
And I think I could have stepped over a tall building when I proved to the Navy that I could be a deep sea diver as an amputee.
Motown Records presents the soundtrack to the film Men of Honor, featuring the